Good morning, lovely people. How are you all doing today? I hope you are well. I'm well, the sun's shining. I'm just waiting for the washing machine to finish because I've got things to do, places to go, things to try and find. More of that in a second. Yes, this new washing machine. Let's have a quick oh, it's finished. Yay! In the hallway. That is for the garden. I'm very excited. You can't tell what's in there, but yeah, that's for the garden. The obviously my outdoor foot, my swimming shoes. That's my old measuring jug. Sometimes when I run the tap and I've not got the temperature I want, anyway, I put it into there. It's clean water and it's just there to remind me to top up the bird bath, but that's not what we're up to. Yeah, the new washing machine, it's working absolutely fine. One thing I had, movement outside or it's next door. One thing I did have with my London washing machine was it had a little digital display of how long it had left to run. I didn't realise how useful that was until I didn't have it. So I just had to remind myself, when did I put it on? When's it going to finish? But yeah, the little scullery is working out absolutely fine for me in terms of space and having everything to hand. I won't need my pegs and my peg basket today because my washing line still hasn't arrived. My mum ordered it online for me, bless her. It's one of those, what do you call it? It's like a whirligig, a rotary washing line. I'll show you where I'm going to put it in the garden because there's a little hole for it in the sunshine and all that. Anyway, it got delivered to some random address, can't track it down, and the company are being absolute pickles. Actually, let's get the laundry out. Also, the door opens a bit weird on this. It doesn't have the same click as my previous one. Yeah, you know, she's asking them to send another or to do a refund. And they're doing neither. Right, anyway, let's get this washing out and then let's get on with the day because this lot ain't gonna hang itself. A washing line with a view. It's not a bad view on wash day, is it? Still pinching myself, goodness me. Yeah, that rotor, sorry, I forgot to show you, there is a little hole in the patio already. Kind of in that corner where where I've put the clothes horse. Because that's, oh gosh, the day is marching on already, 10:30. The first bit of sun hits the garden about 10:30. and as it moves around, that corner stays in the sun all afternoon till, do you know what, I haven't even noticed what time the sun goes, but probably 4:30, 5, I've seen it out there. So anyway, it makes sense that in the patio there's a hole with one of those, like a cup for it, so that when I get the rotary in, that will be enough meterage of line to get all the washing hung outside. So for now, it's not all the washing, some of it's inside. Remember those radiator sort of things that you hang over the rads? Anyway, right, yeah, you know, every time I'm out there and I look at the sea, I look over the roofs to the sea and Ballard Down and Ballard Point in the distance, I just think, I'm actually here and this isn't holiday, this is where I live. Anyway, right, so there are so many things to distract me. What wonderful. So this morning I'm going to go out and do my first foray in with regards to furniture. So I want to measure up for the kitchen table. This table, the width, actually it's perfect width. I want the one that's a bit longer, and also the way this one is, because it's got the shelf underneath, you can't put chairs at either end, or you can, but that person can't put their feet underneath, so it's not comfortable to sit at. So really, for sitting for a meal, it only works for two, and I jolly well hope to have more than 2 people in this kitchen at times. So, width-wise, I'm going to measure what it is now, so it's 76 centimetres. And I'm going to put in brackets what I want as an absolute max. I think 86 as a max. 86 max, and then the important bit, the length. So, because you can't tuck the chair under, I can't tuck the table right into the alcove, but a table with a leg at each corner, I will be able to do that. So I can go right back, well not right back, I need to leave room for a chair there. And then, and I marked this out the other day with, I put a couple of cardboard boxes here that I haven't opened yet or unpacked yet. Left them there, actually for a couple of days, just to see how it felt moving, say, if I'm coming from the front door straight through to the back door, how did that feel in terms of chopping this room up? It was fine. So I know my distance there, 140. So if I say 140 max, 120 min, let's get that down before I forget. 120 min, 140 max. So this is my little top tip for frugal furniture finding. I think I mentioned the other day though that if I can't find the table, I'm happy to wait for, but things like wardrobe, chest of drawers, if I can't find them in the next month or so, I'm going to have to buy new because I can't stand the chaos. But if you are buying second hand, have in your wallet, I've got it all on here as well, have your list of measurements. So if you want to fit something into an alcove, what's the maximum size? Measure the alcove, and don't forget when you're measuring the alcove, measure it from at the floor level, because of course your skirting board will kick in a bit and rob you of, the skirting boards here are quite thick, so I reckon it's about 2 centimetres either side. So if you measure the alcove and think, oh, I've got 100 centimetres, actually no, you've got more like 96. That's quite tight, 95. So get all your measurements, but also what I've got on my list here is my budget for each item, my absolute max that I can spend on each item. Now it may be that if I spot 2 or 3 items in one shop, it might be that 2 of the items are well under budget, so I could go a little over budget on the 3rd item, but preferably I want to get them all within that specified budget for each item. So I've got on my list today a table for the kitchen, wardrobe and doors for the drawers, not doors, wardrobe and drawers for the bedroom. I've also got, I've measured up the alcoves in the living room because I really wanted to have fitted built-in shelves there, but the expense. So I've measured those up just in case I find freestanding bookcases, because I did see one the other day and I thought, oh, would that do? Might need tarting up. And then I've got a couple more small things on. What else is on the list? Ah, yes, some sort of stool for the garden. I didn't bring my gardening stool with me from London. My flat was cram-packed full of stuff from the shed, and it was at the time when I'm staging the flat for selling, so it had to look neat and tidy and stashed. So I stashed all my most precious things, like all my beautiful vintage terracotta pots from Auntie Teapot, all my seed sowing modules, which are quite expensive. Stashed what I could, and then literally that was it. I could not take everything. So my gardening stool, my trug, my lovely orange trug, that went to the girls next door. The stool went to the girls next door. Things got divvied out all over the place. But yeah, I am minus a stool for the garden. But I'd like to buy a nice stool. I'd like to buy a wooden stool rather than that. And of course, at the end of a session, I'll put it into the shed, so it's not like it's going to be out in all weathers. So that's on the list too. I have no idea how I'm going to do today. We won't find out unless we get out. Oh, and also, so not only have your list in your wallet or the bag that you always have with you in the daytime if you go out, your handbag, whatever bag it is, so that whenever you're out and about, if you see something, oh, it'd be perfect. You know your budget and you know your measurements, and also in that handbag, have a tape measure. I won't take my builder's tape measure, it's too bulky. I've got a tiny little tape measure, it's a dressmaker's one, but it's contained within a reel, so you press the button, it goes and it spins it back in. So it's really tiny, compact, just sits in my handbag. Right, should we go hunting? Yeah, let's go furniture finding. Right, I'm off up the high street, not the shopping street, the high street. So it is the main road out of town, so it might get a bit noisy, but just passing this gallery. And look, this one's for you, Paul. Sheep! Sheep! That's 410 quid. But that's a lovely lino cut. Spring hair, lino cut, 50 quid. Yeah, lovely gallery. Lovely, lovely things. That's beautiful. Let me get you the hairs. Right, off we go up the high street. You may recognise... Oh, watch the curve, Vivi. Yeah, you may recognise this from when I was down with my sister's ashes. Oh, that's a lovely linen press. It's bin day, so there's going to be bins around. We're going to have reflection issues, but that is a beautiful linen press. Oh, sold. That's gorgeous. It's really hard to see because of the reflections. You see a linen press, that would do me instead of a chest of drawers. Oh, darn it, why is it sold? Let's see if I can come here without... No, you're not going to see a thing. Right, onwards. So this first place it's smaller items. Oh, I need garden furniture as well, don't I? They are cute. Oh, 35 quid the pair, but a little bit rusty. Oh, yeah, very rusty. Oh, look, that's so sweet. Vivi, you do not need a little child's oh my god, that's so cute. You could put a plant on that there. Which is that? Yeah, 45 quid. I'm not surprised. Oh, enamel pan. Oh, I love a bit of enamel. That's lovely. Again, not needed. That's a cute garden table, but I'm looking for a solid one. 50 quid. I think that's cheap. Right, dressing table. Let's see if there's. Let's just go in and have. Oh, croquet. I do not need a croquet set. Hold on. Good morning. I should just remember what's on my list and not get distracted. Bird cage. I don't have a bird. I wouldn't want to put a bird in a cage. Okay. Oh, kitchen table. That's exactly what I'm after. That might be the one. Right, I'm going to put you away. I'm going to get my tape measure out. Sod's law, the table is sold. There is another one. It's too small. But here, this lovely wardrobe. Isn't that pretty? It's in walnut. It's in budget. Well in budget. Now the thing with vintage wardrobes to bear in mind is, there's my hanging rail. It's going that way rather than this way. But also to bear in mind is the width. So I've just measured and it's tight for my current clothes hangers, but I'm happy to change my hangers if I can get a lovely piece like this for 120 quid. Oh, the other thing I'm going to measure is, I'm going to measure the width across because I took the measurement in London before I moved. It was 62 centimetres. So I know that 62 centimetres across is enough for my hanging requirements, but it's pretty. I just like this. I mean, I'm not really that into mirrors, but this with that slight bevel, oh yeah, that's pretty. I think this might be the one. Right, I'm going to do some more measuring and I'm going to have a look at the back of it. Yeah, it's really simple, just a really simple little cabriole leg. Oh, and it's got cabriole on the back too. That's a sign of quality when you've got, because quite often you'll have a cabriole leg on the front and not on the back. But I can see it's on the back too. Right, tape measure out. Oh, so many lovely things. Right, that's where, you can't see in the window, that's where I've just been. I've bought the wardrobe, we're going to deliver it hopefully this afternoon, and now I'm going to cross the road to another place. But this, do you remember I said on the night before I moved in, when I'd left London this is where I stayed. So look, up there at the back, the old stables. So yeah, you can see how handy it was for me for the next morning. Now, I'm going to try, so that's wardrobe ticked off the list and below budget. So let's see what the Brocant has. If this place is going to be more expensive. Right, let's just cross. Oh, what's this car doing? Sorry. How far is he coming back? Yeah, this is going to be lots more expensive. Oh, it doesn't even look like it's open. Look at that, that's beautiful. Gorgeous. Ah, they're only open on Saturday and Monday, but I think, can we see in? If I create a shadow, it looks mostly like it's outdoor sort of metalwork garden stuff. Yeah, but it might be somewhere to look for like garden tables. That's a nice one. But yeah, I think probably out of my price range. Right, so let's go down the hill. So we're going to come back along. Oh, it's bright light today. So that's where I just was. And do you remember that little place I showed you the other day? Oops. So this is the back up. There used to be steps down here. It was the old forge. It's falling apart. The entrance is from the other side, round by the library. So I'm going to scoot round the other side and see if they've got a couple of bits and pieces. Okay, so my next stop is Swanage Emporium. Just spotted those two aluminium chairs. They're not exactly what I'm after. Hang on, let's get the toy down. Not exactly what I'm after, but they're so lightweight. Lightweight's good for me. £8 a chair, I think that's not bad. A couple of chairs for the garden. Now find the table. Yeah, I'll have a think on those, but they're okay. Price is okay, and they're lightweight, which is good for me. Okay. A stool for the garden. Just be careful of one's back because there's no pavement here. So I prefer to have that for the garden. Thing with rattan furniture. Yeah, rattan furniture, look for where it's, it's splitting and fraying, because it's tricky to fix. It's very expensive to fix. You could solve that by having a cushion on it, and for a tenner, well, you might forgive it. Right, let's get inside. It's a mishmash. Actually, there's a lot of folk in there, so I'm going to turn the camera off for now. Rummage. Hold on. No. This really is a rummage place. That's a pretty shape. But what, sorry, excuse me, is this what I'm after? I need a few more teaspoons. Right, there's obviously, need a really good clean up, but where's that one? Look at this one, sweet. Little hair. I don't think it's purposely for a child, but anyway, yes, they all need a clean. Oh, it's so dark in here. It's so dark. Let me give you an idea. Yeah, this is a proper rummage-a-thon. This is all fish knives. No, thank you. But this is where I am. I'm underneath. I'm deep in the mist. Oh, what else? What else? It goes on and on and on. I do need teaspoons. I don't need anything else for the kitchen, but oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely roasting tin. Not that I would put a bird in it, but yeah, I'm back to the enamelware. I do love my enamelware. Right, I'm lost. Well and truly lost. It is a maze down here. Oh, just back home. Haven't properly made the bed, ignore it. Yes, that's my daily doing of the hill done. Was I saying that the other day? I do try to do the hill at least once every day. At least down it and up it, even if I'm not going anywhere. Go down, say hello to the sea, come back up. Good exercise. So in the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 bits of cutlery. I bought an extra dessert spoon too. That's so pretty. So pretty. And I love the shape of this one, this teaspoon. Isn't that a lovely shape? I'm no good at reading marks. I'm not interested in any of that anyway, it doesn't matter to me. There's that one that I was trying to show you with the little hair on it. I have to get my magnifying glass out to read. what that says, silver plate, something. Anyway, like I said, it doesn't matter about them being silver or not. It's the fact that I just always seem to run out of teaspoons. So yeah, I'd rather go and find some lovely vintage ones. No, they don't. I love this one. I think this is going to become my favourite yoghurt eating spoon. Yeah, it doesn't matter that they don't match. You know, I live in a vintage eclectic, my kitchen is all vintage and eclectic, so it doesn't matter. They were priced at 10 pence each. Now, can you buy a new teaspoon for 10 pence? I doubt it. And they had an offer on with cutlery, buy 6 pieces for 50p. So this lot should have been, that was going to be 56. So they charged me 70p for 8 pieces. And I said, round it up to £1 for goodness sakes. Because all the money they make at that little Swanage Emporium place, it's all going towards the roof. It's the old forge and the roof is, well, it's been under tarpaulin for years. So yeah, make it up to £1. That's what I love about junk shops. You have to be prepared to have a bit of a rummage, but a whole load of new cutlery, 70p. God, I did £1, but 70p, you can't get new stuff for 70p. Anyway, enough of the cutlery, Vivi. Right, when I was in the first place, when I was looking at, oh, that kitchen table was perfect for me, but sold. I don't know if I said in the shop, if I caught you up, but I bought the wardrobe. I might have shut up in the shop because they were playing music and it got a bit louder, and it was nice music. They had, it was Judy Garland doing some kind of bluesy stuff. But of course, if I film in there and that's happening, suddenly I get a copyright infringement. I either have to pay Judy Garland's estate for my entire video. Every penny I earn from the video will go to Judy Garland's estate, or I risk getting booted off YouTube for copyright infringement. It's pretty unfair. I filmed once and I was walking down the street and some music drifted out of the door of a shop, and I got a telling off from YouTube for that, and so I actually had to cut that bit of my video out completely, otherwise. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is they're hoping to deliver it this afternoon, so I'm going to quickly clear out the corner of the bedroom where the wardrobe is going to go. It's just, I mean, my knees didn't work for a second. Hang on, will you be able to see from there? Let me see what you're seeing. Yeah, I'm just going to, I need to remember as well, because it will get covered. Oh, that is the lovely needlepoint my sister did for me. It was the first time she went to America. She was in Cape Cod for the summer, teaching at one of these kind of, it was quite a posh, quite rich kids at a summer camp. So she taught tennis and then later on sailing. And it says, it's very faint, you might not be able to pick it up, but it says, to my dear sister. So she bought that as a sort of a little kit when she was in Cape Cod in 1985. Came back and made it for me for the Christmas. And then the frame, this lovely frame, my granddad made. See at the back, it's it's pretty homemade, but it's a lovely thing. Anyway, so that's going to go next to my bed now. And I'm not actually quite sure where my little chair will go. I suppose it could go there once I get the drawers. So yes, in the end, I went out with quite a list today. Laundry basket. Oh, let's get this further out of the way for the delivery. Yeah, I went out to buy all sorts, or at least I had a list with all sorts. Oh, actually, that box is heavy. And I've managed to come back with only one item the wardrobe. But I think that's pretty good. You know, I was quite, oh, bend your knees. Oh, that's heavy. This is still sewing bits. Hold on. Hold on, let's come back to here. There we are. Oh, excuse all the washing, hanging as well. Washing, hanging, unmade bed. Yeah, that's the thing though, isn't it? When you're looking for sort of vintage, second-hand, thrifted stuff, it's not like walking into a department store where you just go, yes, I'll have one of those, two of those, one of those. You just have to, be, that's what it is. You have to be prepared to come away empty-handed. I had, how long was my list? Table, wardrobe, drawers, stool for the garden. Table, wardrobe, drawers, stool for the garden. Possibly shelving for the living room. That's still a possibility over here. Teaspoons. Garden furniture. So of the 5 things I really, really wanted to find, I've actually come away with 2 of them, the wardrobe and the teaspoons. So I think that's a good one. Right, I get on in here and hopefully the delivery will be this afternoon, and then we can reconvene and I can show you the wardrobe in situ. It's walnut. I mean, I think it's gorgeous. It won't be to everyone's taste. Some people will be like, oh, dark wooden furniture, don't like it. But remember that this room is going to be papered in that paper that's slightly off-white, but essentially it's a white background with little flowers in a pale green, a pale blue. It's really pale, so actually the dark wood against it should look really pretty. And besides, that bevel edge on the mirror, I couldn't resist it. And 4, not 2, 4 cabriole legs. Yeah, love it. I'm excited. Right, contain my excitement because, yeah, I'll be excited when it's here and then I'll show you. It's in! Oh my goodness. Hello. Isn't that a thing of beauty? I love it. It's just perfect and made for there. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Where did I put the key? Oh, the key's over here. Yeah. Pop the key in. And oops. Oh, why can't I open it? Maybe it was unlocked. Oh no, why can't I get in? Hang on a tick. Yay, it's open. There should be a little dropper under the key that you use to pull, and it's gone. So yeah, I'll just try and find a replacement at some point, but I am so happy. I'm gonna have a really lovely evening playing wardrobes. Not playing dress up, playing wardrobes, and I didn't need to use the saw. Honestly, at one point I thought I'm going to saw the top of the door off. I don't care. I want my wardrobe in. So let's just have a quick little summary of things today. Look, I know people talk a lot about free cycle. Excuse me. Free cycle, and not just free stuff, but all the different marketplaces, eBay, all of those places where you can get secondhand stuff, bargains, what have you. I don't have a car. I don't drive, so it's not even like I could hire a van. And I have in the past. When I was buying the bed, a bed for me down at Auntie Teapot's. Obviously, she had a hospital type bed, but when it became, it was 10 years or more or so ago. 20 years ago, I'd go there and I'd sleep on the floor. It was ridiculous. But as her care needs became more and I was spending more and more time there, I needed a bed. Found a lovely one on, not free cycle, but a 25 quid, beautiful bed frame. I then arranged a man in a van. It was going to be 50 quid. So the bed was in London, it was in southeast London, and it was going to be a drive down to Kent. And then on the day, so I had to negotiate with the bed seller and the man in the van and my work shifts, because I was working full time then. And then at the last minute, the man with the van rang up to say, oh, I'm not well, I can't do it, sorry. So yeah, it's free cycle is great, but it's not as straightforward or even free if you don't drive. So yeah, I just know that folk are going to say, oh, you should have free cycled it. Right, my original budget for a wardrobe was £500. I had been looking online at buying new wardrobes, and it seemed that all the ones I liked were ranged from 500 to about 1,000. But I knew, 500 would have to be the top for me. And all of those are self-assembly. I haven't had to assemble this. And at the bottom end of that range, the 500, they're not solid wood. Some parts are wood, but other parts are, like MDF or particle board. So I think compared with buying new, I've got a beautiful piece of furniture with tons of character. It's solid wood, it's beautiful wood. I'm going to give it a bit of a clean, obviously, at some point. The wood is beautiful. The detail on the mirror, that bevel edge that follows the curly cues at the top is gorgeous. The craftsmanship, the work, the quality is so much better than anything I could buy new that would be self-assembly. The fact, I'm just going to, wrap up Vivi. I mentioned in terms of buying second-hand furniture, there are things, quality things you can look out for. So mentioning the little cabriole, they're not legs, they're feet really. But the fact that it's got cabrioles at all four corners, quite often cheaper furniture has square legs at the back and the cabrioles are just to the front. Like my little bureau, square legs at the back. So straight away I'm thinking, this is quality. The bevel on the mirror, and it's not just a square mirror, it's fancy around the top. That beveling, that's also quality. That was expensive to do when it was new. What's the period? I don't know, 20s, 30s maybe. So, delighted I've come in massively under budget. It was 140 because of delivery rather than 500. That's brilliant. That excess, I can either use it to buy one of my other things if it's a bit more expensive, but I'm hoping it won't be. I'm hoping that can all go into the fund for the building work. So, in a nutshell, buying second-hand furniture, measure, measure, measure. So measure your space, and remember what I was saying about if it's something like the wardrobe, drawers, whatever it is, measure it on the floor to account for any of that sort of narrowing because of skirting boards. I mean, if you find a piece of furniture that you absolutely adored, you could always take that bit of skirting off, but keep it so that one day when you move out, you can put it back so you've got all the original features still. But yeah, measuring, not just the width, the depth, if it's something that's going to sink into an alcove, the height, especially with these doors. Oh, good grief. Do all your measurements, have them written down, keep them in your bag with you at all times, and then you're always ready to pounce on the perfect item if you see it, and keep your tape measure in your bag. Don't, I got all excited and it's made me froggy. Don't be intimidated by the seller. Don't be pressurised. First and foremost, don't be pressurised into buying anything. But if you really like something, especially, well, any piece of furniture, you want to check all 6 sides. So I'm talking front, back, the sides, the top and the bottom. So yes, ask them, like I did in the shop. I asked him to pull it right out away from the wall so I could go all the way around and have a look, tipped it back, look underneath, look at the top. I'm looking for woodworm, any signs of woodworm. It can be treated, it doesn't have to be a write-off because of woodworm, but what you don't want is live woodworm coming into your house. I'm looking at the joints to see whether there's been any shrinkage, are there cracks, anything like that. But I'm also looking to see if it's had some repairs, how well have the repairs been done, is there something around the back that we're not supposed to see. So yeah, don't be intimidated by the seller. Check it out all over. And look, there are going to be flaws, quite possibly, like my little knob to pull the door open. That's a little flaw, but I'm prepared to forgive that. On one side, right at the very, very top edge, was it on the top edge? Because this is, I think it's the carcass is oak and there's just that walnut veneer on the front. On the side, there's a tiny chip in the veneer, but again, I can forgive that because it's such a lovely piece of furniture. But yeah, have a really, really thorough look. If it measures up right for your space, if you're happy with the condition of it, if you're in love with it, have it, and it's in your budget. Haggling, of course, one can haggle, but I'm not the best haggler. I'm quite shy about haggling, and also because it's the first time I've bought from them, I want to kind of just establish that relationship of, yes, I'm not a tourist just browsing because it's a rainy day. I'm here to buy stuff. I'm serious. So that next time I go in, I've mentioned to him now about the kitchen table that I need the next one that comes in, starting to build that relationship up. And then, 2 or 3 items down the line, it may be that I start to get a bit more confident with them and have that relationship where I can say, is there anything we can do on the price? What's your absolute best price? Or it might even be, what's your best price? Okay, how about free delivery? That sort of thing. But always being respectful and remembering that these people have to make a living. So don't insult people by offering half of what the item is. Anyway, that's it. I'm a happy bunny with my wardrobe. Yes. Is it big enough to hide in? I mean, it's big. That's it. Put it this way. I need to tip you up a little bit because it is so long. In terms of, let's try with one of my dresses. I just happen to have a dress handy in terms of the drop. It will still have a little fold underneath. But these dresses are super, super long. And in terms of my hangers fitting, they just fit in there, which is great. But that was another thing I was mentioning in the shop about with vintage wardrobes, they're often quite narrow. You might have to think about getting new hangers that are more narrow. But also a lot of them, that's why I think this is 20s or 30s. If we get into sort of Victorian, you'll find the rails come forward. There's just not enough space in them to hang. You can, of course, take the forward rails out and put a sideways rail in. If you love a piece of furniture, muck around with it. If you think it's muck aroundable. But this is what I mean about the bevel follows this little design here. That's quality. I love it. I'm so happy. Yes, first new piece of furniture at the cottage by the sea, and I think it's an absolute corker, and I can't wait to give it a polish. Now I need to shut up. I will see you all again really soon, I hope. Not sure for what next time. We're just going with the flow every day at the moment. Until then, please look after yourselves, and happy frugal furniture finding if you're on the lookout for furniture yourself at the moment. Right, go away, I want to play. See you really soon. Cheerio.